infinite behind the finite multiplicity. The Divine Lord here gives examples to Arjuna and all of humanity in order to teach one the art of seeing the unseen through the seen. It is like looking at the mud and recognizing in that mud all of the mud pots that can be made. It is looking at the gold and seeing all of the gold jewelry that can emerge from that, seeing the unseen through the seen. Looking at the seed and recognizing the multitude of trees that can emerge from that seed, and infinite numbers of fruits that can come from that one seed, seeing the unseen through the seen. Sri Krishna continues here to say, Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitameva va tat deva vagachatvam mama tejum ashasambhavam. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitameva va tat deva vagachatvam mama tejum ashasambhavam. Every such being as is glorious, brilliant and powerful, know that to be a part manifestation of my glory. That Supreme is present in all names and all forms, revealing himself as the glorious or the great. This entire description was done to facilitate Arjuna's recognition of the infinite glory of that Supreme and the presence of that Supreme, the manifestation of that Supreme in all aspects of creation, which one may perhaps miss. Sri Krishna continues in the final verse of chapter 10 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to say, Athava bahunaitena kim gyatena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. Athava bahunaitena kim gyatena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekamshena sthito jagat. What will you gain by knowing all this in detail, Arjuna? Suffice it to say that I hold this entire universe by a fraction of my yogic power. All manifestations, they are limited. They have limitations. Here Sri Krishna teaches Arjuna how to understand this Jagat. Jagat means all the fields of experiences which one has as a physical body, a psychological being, and as an intellectual entity. Thus the body, the mind and the intellect. And the entire field comprehended by the sense organs, the mind and intellect, is to be understood as Jagat. Thus everything we can perceive, everything we can contact, everything we understand through this mind, body and intellect, that falls under the realm of Jagat. And it is first to recognize within this manifestation, this Jagat, that principally in different aspects, that Supreme is there. First to recognize, first to see and understand and appreciate his infinite nature. In seeing, in knowing and understanding him to be the best, the principal in all of these various manifestations. Thus, we come to the end of this chapter. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vibhuti Yoga Nama Dashamo Adhyayah. Thus, in the Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scripture of Yoga, the dialogue between Shri Krishna and Arjuna, ends the 10th chapter entitled The Yoga of Divine Glories. Through the grace of Shri Krishna, we now enter into chapter 11 entitled Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Arjuna at this time speaks to Shri Krishna and he says, Shri Arjuna Vach Madanugrahaya paramam guhyam samgitam yatva yoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Madanugrahaya paramam guhyam samgitam yatva yoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Arjuna is saying, Madanugrahaya paramam guhyam sangitam yatva yoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Arjuna says, thanks to the most profound words of spiritual wisdom that you have spoken out of kindness to me, this delusion of mine has entirely disappeared. Arjuna, in saying that his delusion is gone, demonstrates an important communication aspect between teacher and student. The student expresses his doubt and seeks clarification. Teacher explains, and student now gives confirmation that yes, I have understood and my doubt is now addressed. Through the eye of knowledge, which is what is worked on, the teacher in clarifying is shedding or dispelling the ignorances through dispensing knowledge. Thus, through the eye of knowledge, that student then ascends in that understanding, much like Arjuna or any mortal for that in matter can cognize this entire universe in one reality, the self, through this eye of knowledge. The concept of space, through which divides and separates, is what essentially makes us see the division between all structures. If the space between structures is eliminated, then there is no separation. One simply ought to look at one's fingers and we see the spaces between these fingers. These fingers can only be recognized as individual fingers so long as these spaces are there. If those spaces are eliminated fully, then maintaining or establishing that specific identity for each finger becomes a problem. Realizing this unity in diversity overcomes the sorrows of plurality. With the delusion gone, it is one process of knowing that ultimate truth. The intellect of Arjuna has now come to understand this oneness. Theoretically, he has appreciated and understand and agreed to all of the logical points put forth by Sri Krishna thus far, but he hasn't yet experienced that oneness. It is like prior to a science experiment, the students in class would sit with the teacher and discuss what are the theoretical principles, and after discussing exhaustively all of the concepts, the students then proceed to the laboratory to conduct the experiments. Arjuna here now is heading in that direction. Arjuna goes on to say, Bhavapyo hi bhutanam shruto vistarasho maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. Bhavapyo hi bhutanam shruto vistarasho maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. He says, for Krishna, I have heard from you in detail an account of the evolution and dissolution of beings, and also your immortal glory. In having one set of doubts cleared, the student indicates as the discussion now advances. He understands conceptually, and now that student wants to experience practically, relating that example back to the one we gave before. Students in the classroom understanding the theories, the concepts of what is about to happen in the lab, and now they're excited to proceed to the laboratory to actually perform these experiments. This here brings our discussion for today to an end. Arjuna proceeds further, and in our next session we shall discuss what is about to unfold between Arjuna and Sri Krishna as they take this discussion to the next level. With this here, friends, thank you again so much for joining. Continue to read and practice Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Continue to spread the teachings of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and let us help to be that change which we want to see. Let us help to bring about that transformation which we want to see. Thank you again so much for joining. Jai Shri Ram.